Well, anyway, let's start with Mark Gatiss, who over the past few decades has had huge successes on stage and screen as an actor, writer, director, from his early days with The League of Gentlemen to some of the biggest titles on TV, including Sherlock, Doctor Who, even the Game of Thrones. Doctor Who, did I call that?
Yes, I like that.
Sherlock, yes. Doctor Who and Game of Thrones. His run playing John Gielgud in Jack Thorne's play The Motive and the Cue is just coming to an end at the National Theatre, but I think it's coming back later in the year, isn't it?
Yes, December, to The Coward.
Oh, I'll come back to that. But anyway, he's already at work. You're already at work directing Ian Hallard's new play, The Way Old Friends Do, which has been staged around the country before opening in August at the Criterion Theatre in London's glittering West End. He's also playing a role in the current Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1. Look, are you a closet workaholic, Mark?
No, I do. The thing is, especially like I made Mission Impossible 2 years ago.
Oh, right.
It takes that long to come
sure.
out. And then I'm in... Well, am I allowed to say I'm in part 2? You can take that out.
I thought we knew you were in part 2.
Good,
but
good.
Is it a secret?
I don't know. It's all a secret. They take forever. And then sometimes everything comes out at once. I mean, Ian's play... I directed at the beginning of the year, but now it's coming back. And, sometimes it's just a bit of a logjam. But yes, I am a workaholic.
But as a director on that, you've directed it and worked it a lot, but will you be going in every night, or you say, oh, get on with it now, I've got 9 other projects?
It's an interesting thing, that, because it's so close to home.
Yes.
I mean, I can just pop in. And The Unfriend, Stephen Moffat's play, which I directed, and is also coming back.
Yes.
Next door to The Motive of the Cue, would you believe?
Yeah.
I'm able to sort of just pop in.
Well, let me just rattle through these various things. I've only just seen The Motive and Cue, and you're playing John Gielgud, and as I'm sure everybody's told you, you are so... you get him so well. It's an extraordinary performance. I know you've played other people, other real-life people, but when you were offered this, or it was suggested this was coming on, did you think, I am definitely the man to play John Gielgud?
It's a beautiful play, and I knew straight away that it was very special. But I also thought, this is a bit of a moment. I feel I know how to do this.
Yes.
But it's been an amazing experience. The response has been incredible, and working with Sam Mendes and Jack Thorne and
So Sam Mendes is directing it, and Johnny Flynn is playing Richard Burton, which is that's a challenging person to play as well, and Tuppence Middleton's doing Elizabeth Taylor,
Yeah. So
and a cast of quite a lot of other people in the cast as well. It's a big
because
show,
it's Hamlet is a big play, so there's a lot of people as well. But it sort of boils down to it's about Gielgud directing Burton's Hamlet in 1964, and the kind of clash of personalities between the old and the new.
Yes, just to give people an idea if they haven't seen it. So it's quite fraught, because John Gielgud is feeling he's coming to the end of his career, whereas this vibrant person he was trying to direct, and they didn't really see acting in quite the same way.
No, it was, Gielgud was washed up. He was touring his one-man show for 10 years. He really couldn't get a job, and Burton hero worshipped him, and he got him a part in Beckett, and because he didn't do many films, and then he asked him to direct it, and I think he agreed because it was the best offer he had for a long time. But Burton thought he was going to be a bit of a pushover, but because he was the defining Hamlet of his generation, he wasn't, and that's where the sparks fly. But you probably know it's based on 2 books, one of which is one of the young actors in the company secretly recorded the entire rehearsal process, and some of it is verbatim from that. Gielgud says to Burton, have a care as to shouting. You shout wonderfully. Both you and Larry do, 2 splendid cornets. I'm a violin, I'm afraid not so good at shouting. and it's all, verbatim. And it's this extraordinary record of this match being struck between them.
I mean, it's slightly spoiler alert in a way, but it was a big success, this production of Hamlet. But can we work out, was it very good, or was it just sustained by Richard Burton's star quality?
You can watch it on YouTube. It was filmed, and it's very good. It's interesting. It's very 60s. It's a rehearsal production.
Yeah.
So everything is stripped down, and it's very cleverly done. Now it looks very 60s. Burton's new style looks more dated than Gielgud's sort of classic style.
Yeah.
But it's good, and it's very compelling, actually. I think it was about the 100th performance they filmed, so he's clearly just having, by that time, he's just doing what he likes.
He's gone further than top.
He's gone even further.
Yeah.
But he breaks up the verse and everything, which was like wounding Gielgud constantly, but he does these huge pauses and
And John Giegel's career revived, but was it as a result of directing this, or was it quite separate?
It was a sort of step, I think, for him. But he had this extraordinary third act by going into movies, which he had no time for before.
Now let's then the play you've directed, or you are about to be on stage in London, The Way Old Friends Do. So this is written by your husband.
Yes.
So now there's a tension already there when he comes in
Blackmail.
And he wants to complain about how the director's ruining it.
Yeah.
He's only got you to talk.
There was one when we opened at Birmingham Rep early in the year, and there was one weekend I think I had to say I need to not talk about it today. We just need to, because obviously otherwise you could just normally just close the door. Yeah. But it's been a very generally very happy experience, and I'm a huge ABBA fan, not as big as Ian. Yeah. But it's about two school friends who meet again in middle age and have this idea to sort of redress an early childhood trauma, to form the world's first ABBA tribute band in drag.
Right. So
the men play Agneta and Frida, and the girls play Benny and Bjorn.
Well, the reason why I started with saying, are you a workaholic, is that, these productions, stage productions, TV, film, whatever, they take up time as an actor. But you've got this solid career as well of, writing, creating, mentioning the work on Doctor Who and Sherlock in particular. So are you working all day writing and then, oh gosh, it's 5 o'clock, I must get to the theatre, or do you divide your time up more systematically?
I always forget when I'm doing a play how tired I get, and also for a natural early riser, the odd thing is you become a creature of the night.
Yes,
as you can probably hear from my voice, and it's just very unlike me. But I end up going to bed about 2 o'clock in the morning because your whole day shifts around.
Right. So you're up from being on stage, but can you then go on and do 2 hours of working out a Sherlock plot or something?
Well, once you get into the routine of it, I think it's easier to make the day sort of into it, some sort of routine. But it's never quite the same, and you get that. Get that feeling about 3 o'clock. You have to start thinking about the evening. So when it's 2 show days, they sort of take care of themselves because that's it. That's all they can really do.
And when you were doing League of Gentlemen, and your group of friends really got together, did you have ambitions to do? I could do Doctor Who episodes. I could write a whole new series. Well, or did it just has this sort of stumbled into things?
I think it's organic, really. Except that I do remember very early days. We had some friends, contemporaries, when we first started, and they had some early kind of slightly lucrative offers to go and do this, that, and the other. And they sort of lost their focus.
Yes.
And it never quite happened. And I remember we made a kind of pact not to do that. If one of us suddenly got some offer to do an ITV series or something, we would not break it up, and I think that really helped. I suppose we did all hope it might lead to stuff, which it obviously fantastically has.
And what would you say is sort of the harder work for you? Is the writing? I always think writing is the real difficult slog.
Is hateful.
Yeah,
rewriting is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, Scottee, you're a big fan of League of Gentlemen. I can see your eyes light up.
Well, just because for me, giving away my age here, we would go into school and, recreate scenes or be like, did you see ... And I was just wondering, with all of these like very cult projects, and what I mean by that is like people have such ownership over them. Do people reveal themselves, or do any of them do you just think, I just don't want to meet another League fan ever again?
No, people are lovely, really. The only shocking thing now is how many people say, I loved your show when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
There's the next stage on from that. My mum used to love your program. My granddad, who died 10 years ago, he was your biggest fan. Believe you me.
Yes. No, but it's not at all. It's an interest. I tell you what's interesting, though, is that how many of these things are still identified as cult. Like Game of Thrones or Doctor Who, and they are the definition of the mainstream. These shows are, defining pop culture now, aren't they? And also a Venn diagram of my retirement. I like it.
Yes. Yes, visiting Game of Thrones fans conventions and Doctor Who, of
Yes.
course. Perfect. And who knows, fans of The Way Old Friends Do, which opens at London's Criterion Theatre on the 17th of August until the 9th of September. And The Motive and the Queue transfers and opens at the Noel Coward Theatre on the 9th of December until the 23rd of March 2024. Thank you very much. We've got some music now.